So, what if I told you that the entire tone of a multi-million-dollar television franchise can just be fundamentally altered because, I don't know, a completely unrelated movie got delayed by maybe
Right.
we usually look at our favorite shows, sort of inevitable, perfectly planned of art.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But today, our mission for this deep dive is to look at a microscopic update from the entertainment world, like literally just 2 sentences from our sources. Yeah, and we're going to dissect it to understand the incredibly fragile and honestly almost chaotic machinery of modern television production.
The House of Cards, really.
It really is. So let me lay out the core facts that we are working on.
Okay.
Fact number 1, Kit Harington has been cast as Gilderoy Lockhart.
Which is wild.
Right. And fact 2, this casting is specifically for season 2 of the new Harry Potter television. Fact 3, Nicholas Hoult has officially left.
Yeah.
And finally, fact 4, Holt's departure is officially due to, quote, scheduling conflict. Yes, the infamous scheduling conflicts.
Exactly. And that is literally the entirety of our source material today.
That's all we have.
But, I mean, while this looks like a simple 2-sentence PR announcement, it actually gives us a masterclass in how these massive pop culture franchises navigate sudden roadblocks,
Yeah.
and how they pivot under absolute pressure.
It really is a fascinating microstudy.
Yeah.
I mean, those 2 sentences represent what had to be, honestly, hundreds of hours of behind-the-scenes scrambling.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Oh, it's intense legal negotiation and just massive creative recalibration. Because when you read an announcement like this, you are seeing the final polished result of a major crisis management office.
Right. But, when we hear the phrase scheduling conflicts, I always wonder if that's actually the full story or if it is just the tip of the logistical iceberg.
It's the tip of the iceberg. Because as an audience member, scheduling conflicts almost sounds like a polite brush off, right?
Yes.
It sounds like, an excuse you give when you just don't want to go to a dinner party.
Yeah, like, I have to wash my hair.
Exactly. But let's unpack this, because it's kind of like trying to perfectly align a multi-track train system. Right.
That's a good way to look at it.
If one train is delayed by just 5 minutes, the entire network has to reroute, and suddenly a major passenger just has to get off at the wrong stop.
Right.
So when we hear scheduling conflicts, what is actually happening there?
Well, scheduling conflict serves as Hollywood's favorite euphemism, but it is simultaneously the most terrifying reality for any showrunner.
Terrifying.
Oh, yeah, because there are times when it acts as a polite cover for, say, creative differences.
Sure.
But more often than not, especially at this immense scale of production, it is a genuine, mathematically unsolvable problem.
Really? Just purely unsolvable.
Pretty much, because television production today carries a logistical weight that is just difficult to overstate.
Yeah.
A season of a massive fantasy series involves timelines that are so rigid, they are practically brittle.
Okay, but wait, let me push back on that a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
Because, if you're the studio, right, and you've got Nicholas Hoult locked in to play Gilderoy Lockhart.
A great casting choice, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. But why can't you just throw money at the problem?
Well,
They have essentially infinite resources. If his schedule conflicts, why not just delay filming until he's free? Just wait for him.
because delaying a production of this magnitude isn't just about paying one actor to wait.
Okay.
It's about paying an entire city's worth of infrastructure to stand still.
Oh, wow. Think about it like that.
Yeah. We were talking about coordinating thousands of people. You have stage rentals that are booked years in advance.
Right, because studio space is at a premium.
Exactly. And you have union crews whose contracts guarantee them work for very specific blocks of time.
Oh, so they can't just hang around.
No, they have other jobs. But the real dictator of modern television scheduling is the visual effects pipeline. That's the real bottleneck.
So the VFX houses, they require the raw footage early.
They require locked sequences months and months in advance of the premiere.
Wow.
Because visual effects vendors are bidding on and scheduling their own rendering time across multiple studio projects.
So it's not just this one show they're working on.
Not at all. If a showrunner delays filming by even 3 weeks to accommodate an actor's schedule, they might miss their window with the VFX house entirely. Well, that means the effects aren't finished in time, which means the network misses its release date, which then blows up the marketing budget, and suddenly you're affecting the quarterly earnings projections for a massive corporation.
Okay, let me see if I can because it feels less like an art endeavor and more like a factory assembly line.
It really is.
Like if the engine block, which in this case is the script, right?
Yeah.
If the engine block isn't ready on Tuesday, the guy hired to install the windshield, the actor, he can't just stand around for a month because he's already scheduled to build a completely different car across town on.
That is a highly accurate way to look at it.
Yeah.
And this whole assembly line is governed legally by something called an option.
An option.
Yes. When a show spans multiple seasons, actors are locked into these factory timelines through very complex option tracks.
Wait, let's define an option for the listener real quick.
Sure.
Because it's essentially a ticking clock on an actor's availability, right?
Good analogy.
Like, the studio holds the right to their time, but only for a very specific window.
That is the core of it. So the studio pays for the exclusive right to employ that actor for a predetermined period.
Right.
But those options have incredibly strict expiration dates.
And they don't mess around with those.
Not at all.
Oh.
So if pre-production is delayed because, say, scripts aren't finalized,
Yeah.
or if a previous season's filming goes over schedule, that rigid timeline just shatters.
Wow.
And it inevitably crashes into an actor's other commitment.
Right, because these guys aren't just sitting by the phone.
Exactly. High-profile talent like Nicholas Hoult, they are booked years in advance.
Yeah.
They simply cannot wait around for a production to figure out its schedule.
I mean, they'd lose out on other massive roles.
Precisely. Once that option window closes, if they have another project lined up, they are legally obligated to step away entirely from the first one.
Wow. So they lose Holt. And I'm assuming absolute panic ensues at the studio level, right?
A panic is putting it mildly.
Because you have an empty assembly line that is bleeding, what, hundreds of thousands of dollars a day?
Easily. Sometimes more.
But then replacing him with Kit Harington.
Yes.
That isn't just patching a hole. I mean, Harington is a massive, globally recognized name.
He really is.
He is Jon Snow.
Yeah, it's huge.
So that feels incredibly deliberate. Are they kind of using his fame as a smokescreen for losing Holt?
Well, you are identifying a classic industry maneuver here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's known as event casting.
Event casting. Okay.
And it is frequently deployed as damage control.
That makes so much sense.
Because when a production loses a star of Holt's caliber, there is an immediate risk of negative public perception.
Right, because people start talking.
The industry whispers start instantly.
Yeah.
People wonder if the production is in trouble.
Or if someone got fired.
Exactly. Or if there is a toxic environment on set.
Right, right.
So securing an equally recognizable name, especially someone with the built-in fantasy pedigree of Kit Harington.
Oh, yeah, he's basically fantasy royalty.
Exactly. It is a strategic move to just immediately regain control of the narrative.
Because, I mean, as a viewer at home, if I see Kit Harington in a trailer for a new Harry Potter season, I am instantly in.
Right. You're not thinking about what you lost.
No, I'm not thinking about the guy who quit. I'm thinking about the huge star who just joined.
Exactly.
It's almost like a magic trick being played on the audience.
It is a magic trick.
You are so distracted by the shiny new casting announcement, so you just don't look at the chaos that necessitated it in the first.
It neutralizes the PR crisis completely.
Wow.
It sends a very clear signal to the public and, honestly, more importantly, to the investors and network executives.
Oh, sure. The people with the money.
Right. It tells them that the show is still a premium, top-tier property that is fully capable of attracting A-list talent.
But, let's look at the creative side of this magic trick for a second.
Yeah.
Because Nicholas Hoult has this very civic, often manic, kind of aristocratic comedy style.
He does do that very well.
Yeah. You can easily picture him playing up the flamboyant, utterly vain persona of Gilderoy Lockhart.
Oh,
But then you have Kit Harington, who, historically at least, carries a much different, more brooding, dramatic weight to his performances.
Definitely different energy.
So if the writers spent, 6 months writing jokes for Holt's specific rhythm, and suddenly Harington walks on set, how does a writer's room even survive that? I mean, does replacing one high-profile actor with another fundamentally change the underlying DNA of a show?
It absolutely shifts the gravitational pull of the entire set.
The gravitational pull, wow.
Yes, because a writer's room does not just write generic lines for a character, especially not at this level.
Right, they aren't just Mad Libs.
No, they tailor the cadence, the physical comedy, the specific vernacular to the actual actor they know is playing the part.
Because they know what works for them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So when you swap an eccentric comedic actor for someone known for intense dramatic weight, the unseen collateral damage is massive.
So they literally just have to throw out months of work.
Pretty much. They have to immediately assess if the existing scripts still work at all.
Oh my God.
And remember, they're doing all of this while that massive production clock is loudly ticking in the background.
Right, because the sets are booked and the crew is waiting.
Exactly. The writers might have to rewrite entire scenes to lean into Harington's specific strength.
Like, what would that look like for Lockhart?
Well, maybe his version of Lockhart is less of a manic buffoon and more of a dangerously charismatic sociopath.
Oh, that would be dangerous.
Right. It changes the flavor of the villain entirely.
Yeah.
And it's not just the writers. The other actors on set also have to adjust.
Oh, of course.
If you practiced a scene for weeks expecting high-energy physical comedy from your scene partner,
yeah,
and instead you get this grounded, intense delivery, your own performance has to adapt in real time.
I mean, if Harington radically shifts the DNA of the show like that, doing this during season 2, before the show has even really cemented its legacy,
yes,
it feels like playing with fire to me.
It is extremely risky.
Because if season 1 of a massive show is like a plane taking off, right?
Okay.
Then season 2 is when you're trying to reach cruising altitude.
That's a very apt metaphor.
You are out of that initial excitement phase, and now you have to actually prove you can stay in the air.
Right, this touches on what the industry calls the sophomore challenge.
The sophomore slump.
Exactly. Moving from a highly anticipated premiere to a sustaining, ongoing story is arguably the hardest transition in television.
Because the honeymoon is over.
Yes. Season 1 gets the benefit of novelty.
Yeah.
Everyone tunes in just to see the new sets. You know, the costume, the new adaptation of a world they already love.
Right. You get points just for showing up.
But in season 2, the novelty wears off.
Yeah, you have to prove the narrative engine actually works long term.
Exact. And introducing a major casting shift right at this inflection is an immense gamble.
Because you're changing the formula right when they're getting used to it.
Yes, you are disrupting the continuity just as the audience is getting comfortable with the rules of this specific adaptation.
Well, doesn't this break the illusion before?
It certainly threatens to.
Because the audience just spent an entire first season getting used to the tone. And if you jar them too much with completely different energy in a major role like Lockhart, aren't you risking them just, checking out entirely?
That is the exact risk. The showrunners have to spend valuable screen time organically integrating a new, massive presence into a world that was just barely established.
Right.
But there is a dual edge to this situation.
Oh. How so?
Well, while it is highly disruptive creatively, bringing in Kit Harington for season 2 creates a fresh PR cycle.
Okay.
So for viewers who perhaps felt lukewarm about season 1,
yeah,
or maybe they were just waiting to binge it later,
yeah,
this casting news gives them a brand new, urgent reason to tune in right now.
It's like hitting the reset button on the hype machine.
Exactly.
They are effectively turning a potential crisis into a highly anticipated television event.
They are steering into the skid.
Yeah.
The scrutiny on a Harry Potter property is unparalleled, as you know.
Oh, it's intense.
Every single casting choice is debated endlessly online.
Yeah, I've seen the subreddits.
Right. So by making such a bold pivot in season 2, they are owning the disruption. And they're making it a feature rather than a bug.
Wow. So people will tune in simply to see if Harington can even pull off a role that's so far outside his usual wheelhouse.
Precisely. It becomes appointment viewing just out of sheer curiosity.
Knowing all of this, it really makes you look at every character on screen differently, right?
It really should.
You start to wonder about the alternate universe where someone else was in that con.
Oh, there's so many alternate universes in television.
Where a schedule shifted by, 3 days and changed the entire trajectory of a storyline forever.
Yes.
So how should a behind-the-scenes reality check like this change the way we actually consume entertainment?
I think it really encourages critical consumption. Yeah. Because when we sit on our couches and we hit play, the media we consume feels final.
It does. It feels set in stone.
It feels like an inevitable, perfectly planned product. It feels like the only way that story could have possibly been told.
Right.
But understanding these mechanics reveals that every single final frame of a TV series is the result of thousands of unseen compromises.
Thousands.
Intense negotiation and sudden panicked pivots.
It just makes the final product feel much more human, doesn't it?
I think so, yes.
Like it's not just a corporate algorithm spitting out content.
Yeah.
It's actual people navigating chaos, dealing with broken factory assembly lines, and just trying to make something entertaining out of it.
Recognizing that friction, the reality of logistics bumping up against creative vision, it allows the viewer to appreciate media, not just as art,
yeah,
but as a minor miracle of problem solving.
The miracle of problem solving. I love that.
Because when you see Kit Harington step onto the screen as Lockhart, you aren't just watching an actor deliver lines.
No.
You are watching the culmination of a frantic legal and creative scramble that saved hundreds of jobs and salvaged a multi-million-dollar season of television.
Wow. I am definitely going to be watching too with completely different.
It changes the whole viewing experience.
I'll be looking for those moments where you can almost feel the script having to bend to accommodate the new reality of.
Oh, they'll be there if you look closely.
Well, as we wrap up today's deep dive, I want to leave everyone listening with one final thought to mull over.
There.
And this builds purely on the reality.
Sure.
If basic scheduling conflicts can force out a major star from a guaranteed colossal hit like a Harry Potter series. I mean, a project most actors would dream of being attached to.
Well, it was a golden ticket.
Right. So what does that tell us about the sheer, overwhelming volume of content that is currently?
That is a very...
Are we reaching a breaking point where the industry has actually created more massive franchises than there are actual high-profile actors with the free time to star in them?
It certainly seems that way sometimes.
It's definitely something to think about the next time you hear an actor leaving a project.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving.